Short answer, yes. Every one of those scenarios would still be a code violation, and the I was just building a studio claim does not save him. In some ways, it actually makes things worse. Here's the straight, unsugared legal analysis. Number 1. Studio is not a magic word in Colorado code. Calling something a studio does nothing legally. What matters is what work was done, where it was done, whether permits were issued, how the space was used or intended to be used. Under Colorado Adopted Building Codes, IRC IBC as adopted by counties and cities, if you add outlets, modify walls, alter structure, enclose space, install finishes, create habitable space, you need permits regardless of what you call it. Number 2, unpermitted studio work equals building code violations. At all three properties, based on what you described and what Fredrickson himself posted, electrical work, new outlets, wall alterations, enclosed rooms, conversion of non-habitable space. That triggers building permit requirements, electrical permit requirements, inspection requirements, certificate of occupancy issues. Without permits, automatic violations. Intent doesn't matter. Use doesn't matter. Labels don't matter. Number 3, zoning violations still apply even if it's just a studio. Even if he says, open quote, I wasn't living there, I was building a studio, close quote. You still have problems. Property 1, commercial B-store. Zoning does not allow residential or studio habitation. Altering space without approval violates zoning. Creating quasi-habitable space is prohibited. Property 2, residential garage. Garages are not habitable space. Conversion requires zoning approval plus permits. Studio use doesn't bypass that. Property 3, garage studio. Garage conversions require permits. Adding a rentable unit requires zoning approval. Publicly stating intent to rent makes it worse. Number 4, studio intended for sleeping or renting triggers habitability rules. This quote you referenced is devastating to his position. Open quote, zoning approval will need to be obtained prior to a building permit if the room is used as a bedroom or for sleeping, close quote. If the room is slept in, is intended to be slept in, is advertised for rent, has outlets, walls, finishes, then it is habitable space and all residential code applies. He cannot say it's just a studio, it's not a bedroom, it's not housing when his own videos show otherwise. Claiming studio may increase liability. Here's the part people miss. If he says, open quote, I was building a studio at all three properties, close quote, then he admits he performed construction work without permits, on property he did not own, without authority, in violation of code, possibly for commercial rental use. That's worse than claiming informal habitation. Number 6, code enforcement does not need proof of occupancy. This is key. Code enforcement can act based on observed construction, alterations, electrical work, structural changes, intended use. They do not need to prove he slept there. So whether he lived there, planned to live there, planned to rent it, just built a studio, it's still enforceable. Number 7, this also destroys the constructive eviction argument. If his story becomes, open quote, I wasn't living there, I was building a studio, close quote, then there is no eviction, no displacement, no loss of housing, no tenancy, no constructive eviction. He can't have it both ways. Number 8, blunt conclusion, yes, all three would still be code violations. And saying studio instead of living space does not avoid permits, does not avoid zoning, does not create tenant rights, does not support eviction claims. In fact, it confirms unpermitted construction across multiple properties. Hasher 9, bottom line, open quote, whether he claims living space, studio, workspace, or art room, unpermitted alteration of garages, offices, or sheds is a violation. Close quote. There is no legal version of this story where he wins on code compliance. If you want, I can. Tie each claim to specific IRC IBC permit triggers, draft a one-page enforcement summary, help you prepare a clean evidentiary outline based on his own videos. Just tell me what you want next.